right. Hey, what's up? What's up, John Michelini? So what like inspired you to start rapping?
Yeah, right. So I played the saxophone for like 12 years. So when I started playing saxophone, I started like recording saxophone probably some point in high school. And then after I was recording it, I'm like, let me just make beats. And then I'm like, let me start rapping on the beats. And eventually I got way better at rapping than I was at making beats. So in college, I started like looking for different producers and stuff. And then I came across Bedhead Bobby, who ended up producing the first tape, Sinful Temptations. We met at like some random party at Temple. And so we got together. We made Sinful Temptations, and then after that, I did a show on at my college campus, and that's where I met Anthony at that show. And like, but basically the day that Sinful Temptations dropped, Anthony and I started working on Egotrip, like all the way through.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you worked on it for like a couple years.
Yeah, about 2 years. So Sinful Temptations was February 2023. And we dropped Ego Trip in May of 25, so a little over 2 years.
Yeah. Would you say that like the sax kind of influenced your production style?
Oh, 100%, right? Like jazz is definitely like I would say like the through line in all the music that I make. Um, I think like playing saxophone and like studying the greats, like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, some of my favorite artists, like Kind of Blue by Miles Davis is I think one of the best albums ever made. That definitely like influenced like like my determination for what good music is, right? I think like those layers of complexity and like slight nuances. I mean, back then it wasn't production, right? But that's what we have now. Those like slight like variations in the beat and like moments and individual things that kind of occur and like how you build like something cinematic. I looked at Kind of Blue for a lot of that kind of stuff, and I would have only ever came across it if playing the saxophone is the reason why I found that stuff.
Yeah, so you got into jazz and like jazz sampling and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have like a lot of favorite hip hop producers that kind of got you into hip hop?
People make the comparison all the time, right? Kanye, like
Yeah.
first music I ever remember hearing when I was like a little kid was like All Falls Down, right? Golly, like so my whole entire life I've been listening to Kanye, and that definitely like I'm from Chicago, right? So
Yeah.
it's not too hard to see like that influence there. Alchemist is really nice with it. People sleep on Tyler the Creator. I think he's a phenomenal producer on what he does, and I also really rock with what Louis doing with the Gambino stuff, like Awaken My Love. Huge influence on my music, right? I mean, the amount of time that Anthony and I sent each other, me and your mama, we're like, let's capture what they have in this song, and like whatever's making that special, we need to like look at this. That was definitely a huge part of it too.
Yeah. So you're from Chicago originally. Where in Chicago are you from?
Yeah, so grew up West Side. My family moved out to the burbs like slowly, like as I grew up. So they live in a suburb right now called Schaumburg.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know. I'm from like the burbs of Chicago, also like around there. Yeah. So where are you based out of now?
Yeah, so I'm in San Diego now. My work, everything brought me out here to San Diego. So after I graduated college in Philly, moved over, and I'm living in San Diego.
Yeah. So the Ego Trip album. There's a line on there where you say, I heard the bigger the ego, the bigger the man.
Yeah.
What does ego mean to you?
So I have like an issue where a lot of the things that I do are probably inspired by spite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I rap about some like the struggles and the things that like I gone through growing up. And to some extent, like I think like the only reason I ended up being in any like sort of good position is largely because I have like even if it's unfounded, like really large sense of self-worth and self-belief, where it's like hard for me to not think that I can do something. So I think like obviously like having a big ego has like led to a few issues. Like ex-girlfriends, they don't like that.
Yeah.
My parents also, like, like lots of times where like I said, relationships, my ego probably got in the way. Um, so like bigger the ego, bigger the man is just kind of like an example of like it's like there's a voice in my head that does believe that 100% wholeheartedly. But saying it out loud, especially in that way, it sounds kind of fucking ridiculous. So there's a balance there where like me in the music, I was trying to be like self aware of the fact it's just like, hey, this is who I am, right? Like there's nothing changing the fact that like I believe in myself and I love myself probably more than I love anybody else. That is like point blank fact. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not, but it's what got me here. So
yeah, I mean, it's absolutely necessary, to have that self worth to like prop yourself up,
yeah,
Yeah, and like you sound hungry as fuck on these instrumentals, bro.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Has Anthony James produced a lot of stuff? I hadn't really heard of him before this album.
No, Anthony, this is his first tape, right? So my first tape was with Bedhead Bobby, with Bobby, Simple Temptations. The first song that Anthony ever dropped was with me. So if you look back at our discography, Remind was our first song together. And I mean, you can even hear the quality of the music like improved so much, right? This is Anthony's first time. This is my second time. Simple Temptations did like all right, like for like my first time dropping anything. Definitely at the beginning it was a lot of me like kind of yelling at Anthony. I'm like, we need this shit to sound like X Y Z.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't know if we can really do that. And then we both got a lot better. I was definitely super hands on in the production at the beginning, right? Like Don't Save Me and Nobody were some of the songs that we started working on a lot earlier. And those were both songs where, like, basically, like, the beats on my computer. Obviously, Anthony, like, adds so much and all that kind of stuff. But, as things kept progressing, like, World's End was, like, a song that we had towards the end. I didn't touch anything for production on that song. That's all Anthony. So, our process and flow kind of evolved. But, yeah, this was Anthony's first shot at it. And, I mean...
Yeah. It definitely sounds like a cohesive vision. Like I think that your style of rapping and his style of production definitely plays off of each other really well. What do you use to make beats?
So I use FL because I'm not a real producer. I'm joking. And then Anthony uses Ableton.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of makes it hard because we can't send project files to each other. We got to stem everything out, and that shit gets toxic real quick.
Yeah, like I've kind of fucked with Ableton more, like because like I dabbled in FL for a little bit and I just couldn't really get used to it, but I kind of fucked with Ableton more. Do you use like a lot of samples?
Yeah, so I mean it's sample based hip hop, right? So,
yeah.
That's like the core of what we do. I would say though, a lot of our songs you can turn the sample off and there's still music there, like a lot of music, like Don't Save Me. Like, yeah, the sample's like, Don't Say Me is a weird example because the sample's really prominent, but we played so much. I mean, there's live bass, live keys, all of those drums are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody as well. Like, there's like those AI stem splitters. I'm not a huge fan of AI in music, but the stem splitting thing I think is really cool and really beneficial, right? So, like, the Nobody sample, I mean, it's a very commonly used sample. It's Nobody by Pastor T.I. Barrett, T.L. Barrett. I use AI like stem splitter so I could make my own drums and sauce them how I wanted them, right? So took the drums off the sample and those are our drums, that kind of thing, right? So yeah, we use a lot of samples, but you can turn them all off and there's still a project that you can listen to there.
Yeah. So is there a lot of live instruments on like multiple of the songs with the samples?
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff there is played. Like Nobody, I played the bass line on that. Those are our drums. We programmed those drums. Yeah, we recorded those keys underneath there too. Obviously the guitars throughout the whole entire project, right? So like Preacher, I mean, somebody played that guitar solo, same thing for World Then. Egotrip. Yeah, a bunch of songs were like those live guitars. Those were definitely something that like kind of informed the direction, and we wanted stuff to sound live and stuff. And then, I mean, we're not using loops, right? So we're programming these drums and all that kind of stuff. So even though it's not live, it's still ours, like that too.
Yeah, it's it's a very seamless combination.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's kind of like Diggable Planets would do that. Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah. There's a song on Simple Temptations that has a beat that's kind of like a On the Way from some rap songs.
Sure, Apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we use the same symbol there.
Mhm. you,
uh, but it does lead to a conversation, right? It was a conversation I had with Bobby, and then the same thing with Anthony. It's like I like my idea of a perfect outro sounds like our old Sweatshirt song. So that's what I wanted, right? So I told Bobby that, and he was like, "Gotcha," and then and then we made Apocalypse. Sunday Morning Genesis, I think we were a little bit more creative. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna find that sample. Like, that shit had like 1,000 views on YouTube, right? Uh, um, and it's like, that's kind of like the idea is like, I think Sunday Morning Genesis is probably the biggest step away from the sound in terms of Egotrip, that like as compared to everything else. But that's because it's like, I want my outros of my albums to sound like Earl Sweatshirt songs probably until I'm done making music. I just think that's like a good way to close things out. And if that's not broken, I'm not going to fix it.
So, what sound direction are you going in moving forward?
Yeah, moving forward, we're trying to make things a little bit more pretty. I would say the thing about Egotrip is that it's a little bit abrasive, especially my delivery, right? I'm kind of doing like the mean, I'm kind of yelling, especially on songs like Worlds, and like came home from work one day, I got fucking really drunk, and then I was like, I'm gonna make this song, and that's how Worlds end. That's why it kind of sounds like that. I was sick too, so you can kind of hear my voice a little bit nasally. I was like, fuck it, I was just mad, right? So that's where Worlds End came from. I'm not gonna like totally switch up the sound and be like, hey, and now I'm making country, like,
right?
I'm not gonna do some shit like that. But definitely want to keep pushing, right? Like, the biggest criticism that we got from Egotrip is that the songs sound the same, and that was kind of on purpose. I wanted songs. I was like, we're gonna make songs that sound really, really big. Like, it's like I want a whole tape of songs that sound like punch in your face and raw, all gas, no brakes till the end. We ain't got to do that again, right? I say we got attention because the first tape is really loud. Now we kind of have a little bit of wiggle room because we have a few people listening to us now, where we can kind of afford to like kind of pull back a little bit, and hopefully people are still listening because we already have their attention. I don't have to like blow out your speakers to get your attention anymore, So definitely gonna like use that, and kind of, it is informing the music that we're making now, where it's definitely probably a little bit slower, a little bit like prettier, and the fast songs still exist, but now we have like a different avenue of songs that we're also trying to make.
Yeah, and there's quite a few bars on that album about like you drinking a lot. So
Sure.
I gotta ask, what's your drink of choice?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. When I know that I'm really drunk, like at the club or something, I'll start going crazy for a Henny Diet, like Henny Diet Coke, and I'll start walking to the bar. Give me Henny Diet! Give me Henny Diet! I mean, it's whatever. Like, they're tequila lemonade is always good. Like a screwdriver. So it's basically like a lot of liquor, a little bit of juice.
Yeah. You big cocktail guy? You much of a beer drinker?
I got beer in the fridge, but I don't love beer. I gotta stay fit,
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of carbs. So what's the story behind the cover art for the album?
Yeah. So I made Simple Temptations. I made that artwork, and then like that was the whole theme with like the tape underneath, and then like if you look like the canvases, they all spin and they've got like the names of the songs and everything. And going into Egotrip, I kind of take the same themes that I had on Simple Temptations and kind of expanded on them. My writing got a lot better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, this is kind of a similar idea to Simple Temptations, but it's kind of like, I kind of want to like represent turmoil with the circle or whatever. So that's kind of what like that middle shape is. Funnily enough, it happened to look like swans. I never heard of swans. I didn't know that birthing was anticipated or nothing like that. And I remember I got this DM saying like, yo, you're blowing up on album of the year. I was like, what are we talking about? I don't even know what this was. I was like, I open it and I'm like, what? And then I see all these comments and reviews saying like, these swans dropped early. I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So I'll go through and Google it, and yeah, lo and behold, She looks exactly the same. So whatever. I mean, I think that's honestly what got us a lot of traction is that we ended up making something that looks like birthing. But if anything, I was copying myself in Simple Temptation. It wasn't copying. I never heard of Swamps before.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I guess we're really lucky that it looked like birthing because I got a lot of people listening, which is really, really dope.
Yeah. So I heard about your album from, there's another like YouTuber called Not Real Music, and he made like the little like kind of YouTube short saying like, yo, this album's like, you know, kind of calls back to like that golden age, like early Kanye, like Common kind of sound, and like that's kind of what got me interested in it. But when I first saw the thumbnail, I was kind of thinking of that Swans album. I haven't heard the Swans album yet. I'm not like the biggest Swans fan, but like. Yeah, that is funny though. Yeah, it has been kind of blowing up over there.
Yeah. Which is I mean, it's cool. You know, it's cool. I still have to give it a listen. I'm honestly probably pretty terrible for that because I probably would attribute a lot of this forever right now to them. So
yeah,
I'm about to give that a listen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably like 2 hours long though. All their albums are like super long.
Oh shit!
But
maybe I won't.
Yeah. Do you got any like favorite rappers that are out right now?
Yeah, out right now. Wow. I love Smino. I saw him live. Smino and JID when they was on tour together. I love them.
Hell yeah.
There's this dude, the dude who made the Billie Eilish song, Armani White. Before he made the Billie Eilish song, he dropped this one tape. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got this one song called Wonderful on it. And another song called like Long Ass Car Ride or Say What. Those two songs, I love those songs. Armani White, he like guided a lot of the way that I rap. Huge. Chase the Rapper, love him. Kanye, in my head I kind of pretend that he disappeared after Donda.
Yeah. Dude, same.
Everything up until there, love it. I mean, some of the songs off the Vultures album, like, all right. Like, I like Carnival when it came out. Whatever. So there's that. Joey Badass. That album's good too. The artist is good too. I liked people didn't say it's his first album, but it was my introduction to him. Was like the All American Badass. That album was my introduction to him, so I fell in love with it before anybody told me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good. So I love that album. Golly, like thinking about other artists. I mean, that's as far as hip hop goes. I mean, I listen to a lot of R&B too. Probably, I mean, I listen to a lot of rap that's not the genre I make. Like, I love Gunna.
Mm-hmm.
I love Young Thug. That new Tekka album, I got that on loop, you know. So I listen, like, there's a lot of trap I listen to as well, but you know, people who listen to me probably don't listen to trap as much. So
mm-hmm.
there might be a little, you know, incongruence there, but you know.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite like artists outside of rap right now?
Favorite artists outside of rap? Let me pull up my Spotify. I feel like I can pull up, like, what have I been listening to like crazy? Hold on. Oh, David. I'm a big fan of David, D4 VD. I like David a lot. This song called Kiss You Right Now by Duckworth. Fire. That song is special. So, yeah, I guess those are like more so like R&B artists. Rap artists. You know, they're on that in-between rap, R&B. And then Sade. I listen to a lot of Sade.
Oh, fuck yeah. Sade's the best. Yeah, there's a lot of features on the Egotrip album also.
Who was our first one? I think it was Senju on Nobody. And honestly, that's really what got the ball rolling. Getting Senju on Nobody and him agreeing, he's like, yeah, I'll be a primary artist on this. Because obviously at the time, now his audience is bigger than mine. So getting Senju on the song and agreeing to be a primary artist means that his audience got exposed to me and Anthony and what we were doing here, which definitely opened the door for more features, right? Colin, he did his thing on Preacher, like when it's saying like it's something like Danny Brown Pockets, Kid Tokyo on One Way, he just fucking went crazy. Like his verse, I love that verse on One Way. We got Lareezy before Colin and Tokyo, so we got Lareezy for Don't Save Me. Don't Save Me was a song that we've been working on since like November of 23. And we put that song down and then came back to it and put it down and came back to it. The arrangement of that song has changed so many times. Originally it was going to be my verse, and then like that third verse that I have is just over the bass, you know, where the beat's like stripped back. That was going to be second, and then a feature third, and then we changed it to the feature second, but we didn't know what the feature was going to be, and then we had no idea what we were going to do for the chorus. That changed so many times. But once Larizi like sent us his verse, I kind of like arranged the beat underneath his verse to kind of make it make sense. It was weird too because he gave us like a 24. It like wasn't like a even meter, like it wasn't 16 or 32. So it was kind of like in between. So there's a section that loops 3 times, whatever. His verse is insane. So, you know, we had to fit in and put it in there. And then obviously Kennedy Rose, she did her thing on Nobody and Don't Say Me. Like, that's one of those things where it's like, I can't sing. So it's like, I wrote those choruses, sang her like really horrible demos, and I texted them to her, and she blew them out of the water. It's like one of those things where it's like, I had a weird, like, an idea in my head that I can't execute. I'm like, yo, Kennedy. And she's like, got it. And, performs like, to the max.
Yeah, those are some solid hooks. Yeah, and I love Confrontation. That's maybe my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, Big 8.
Yeah.
Big 8. So I can't believe I forgot to mention him. So we got him. Maybe he was first. Honestly, because it's all blended together now. But Anthony went to some beat camp type of deal, and they like were paired together or whatever. And then we was working on Confrontation, and Anthony was like, yo, I got this dude that can just rap his ass off. And I was just like, work. Let's hear what he got. We sent him Confrontation, and I mean, honestly, I said the word Confrontation 3 times at the end of my verse. He did a way better job at taking the word Confrontation and making it a theme throughout his whole verse and everything. So I'm so grateful for that because I didn't know what I was going to call that song. I was like, if he doesn't talk about Confrontation, I got to find a new name. But yeah, his verse is insane, yo. And the way he picks up after the middle section where it kind of dies down a little bit, and then he comes in. Look, I ain't got enough room, so everybody can go. I play dead when they ask me for dope. He comes in with a punch before the beat even drops, and then when the beat drops, everything just clicks so well there. So yeah, he did his thing, yo.
Oh yeah. You do any live sets?
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at next. I mean, Anthony and I are kind of separated right now, right? Because I live in San Diego, and Anthony, he lives in freaking Philadelphia still. So deciding how we're going to do shows, approach that is definitely kind of up in the air. Lucky thing about San Diego is there's a lot of venues here. Also, I live not far from LA. So thinking about shows and thinking about how we're going to move forward with that. But it'll probably be on the West Coast first. So if anybody's listening from the West Coast, you might see me sometime soon.
Oh yeah, pull up. What else? I'll ask the Nardwar question. Why should people care about John Michel?
Why should people care about John Michel? It's because I care about the music, right? It's my passion. It's the thing I love most. You can ask anybody. It's all I talk about. I got a habit of if I'm in a car with somebody and we're listening to music, I'm the type to pause the song and be like, "Did you know?" And then talk about whatever, geek out about moments or whatever it is. It's what I love, and it's like I can't fully understand. There's such a high ceiling for me to grow to, right? This is my first real album. So there's so much I can learn and stuff, and it's I love to learn. I put so much effort and so much it's crazy, especially because we didn't know anyone was going to hear it. So it's Anthony and Anthony too, right? We put so much effort into something we didn't know if anybody was gonna hear because we just loved it. And Egotrip was our baby. Every moment on that tape is just we loved it, right? Even if we was fighting, because Anthony and I would argue all the time, whatever. It's because we love what we're doing. I think Anthony's got beats that people want to hear. I think I got words that people will find valuable, and together, I think we're making a dope thing over here. So I think it's worth checking out.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to add? Anything you want to tell the people?
No, that's all I got. You got great questions.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Also, one more thing. This is just kind of a funny little tidbit. So, when I play your music in my car, this is the picture that shows up. It's like this old white guy. Like, I don't know who this is.
What?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Weird. Yeah, I don't even know where he's getting that from, yo.
Yeah.
Same.
Like, yeah.
Old white guy.
Yeah, it's some old white guy. And, like, I don't know, like, half the time, like, it doesn't even, like, show an artist or anything. It's like a 2018 Mazda, but, like, it's just funny, because I'm like, who the fuck?
Where Mazda pulls their pictures from. And whatever source they're pulling their pictures from, I'm about to update and put my face all over it.
Real shit, bro. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you for talking. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Appreciate you, homie, of course.
Hell yeah, man.